It's Wednesday, September 5th, 2016. This is Ron Feinstein, the Consummate Price Behaviorist at New Wave Forecasting with a recap of today's markets and what I suspect is going to happen tomorrow and Friday. Generally don't go out too much more than that in the type of work I do, but it all depends on what the patterns present. Okay, starting off with gold. Last night on the video, I suggested we were in a courtesy bounce, courtesy rally scenario, and I even suggested that 1279 would be a great place for the bears to make their stand. So anyway, that worked out. Now, I'm suggesting that we're probably close to a third wave bottom. I don't know how many ones and twos may be in here, so I'm by no means advocating the long side. I'm just looking for another courtesy rally opportunity, and 1280 may be it. So again, we do have some momentum divergence down here, but this market looks like it is still going lower. The 10-year made the 76% retracement today, a 130.08 that we've been looking for pretty much since the market started to come down. So all I can say is that things still look pretty bad for this one. We're starting to see a tiny bit of momentum divergence, but we're still right below the modified moving average, which has been caught the top of wave 2. So I'm not even going to suggest at this point that wave 3 has even ended. But the key is wave overlap or lack thereof. So while as long as prices stay below this moving average and the previous wave bottom at 130.14, give or take, there could be a lot more downside here. I mean, this could be a bust. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. But again, I like to step back after targets get met. Usually have a little bit of time to evaluate the subsequent price behavior and determine whether this is going to be a market turn or nothing at all. And again, this could be nothing at all. Just have to see what happens tomorrow. Okay, looking over at crude oil, which I guess traded very close to and or above $50 in the nearby contract today. And I could just be totally wrong on this. This is entirely, as I mentioned the other day, this could be a stealth third wave, and $48 could ultimately turn out to be the median, or the midway. So given that we started at 44, if prices do not start to head lower very soon, then we're going to go to 52, and then probably just keep on rolling along in some third wave. It's unusual to have a lot of wave overlap. I have seen it, so got to be open-minded. But for now, maybe we need a buying climax above $50, and we'll see. If we come off even more than $1, that would be the first indication of weakness. The conventional trend line somewhere in the vicinity of I don't know, $49. So that's what people are going to be watching. And if we get a trend line break and nothing happens, could be just a buying opportunity and some kind of a 4. So we'll have to keep a watch on this. See how we I'll give out the update in the morning. Okay, heading over to the euro currency. I'm standing by my bullish forecast here for now. I think this still is probably a second wave courtesy dip. Again, looking for a test of 112.15 would be just about perfect, and then love to see the market just reverse and scream higher. As again, we get above 112.80 at this point, the market really should fly. If it doesn't, then again we're probably in a triangle, something along those lines, and stop cold 112.85, the previous peak, 76% retracement. So again, what happens assuming we take out 112.80? Very important, but I am standing by my bullish views, and we'll see if I'm going to be right on this or look like I don't know what I'm doing for a change. Okay, moving on to nat gas report day tomorrow. So geez, hard to say where we'll be, but there is no change to the forecast. Where I'm looking for a test of 307 to 310. I talked about on last night's video, I talked about a quick move to 303 today. However, at the time I was not anticipating a dip as deep as we saw it, but how it turned out to be a 62% retracement exactly. So it definitely qualifies as a second wave low, which would be consistent with my forecast here for a C wave, which should lay out in 5. So again, going into tomorrow's number, if I was going to guess, we'll probably trade up towards 310, maybe blow out a top there, and then go into consolidation through Friday or something like that. But if we fall back below 299, that would be an indication that something is definitely not bullish in that gas. So again, 299, really critical number below. Probably looking at a test of 310, maybe 307 tomorrow. Okay, taking a look at the E-mini S&P, which is still in this same trading range, 2135 to 2165, and I was reading one of my competitors' work, and he was saying as long as if we close above the recent highs, it's bullish, and if we close below these recent low of this range, it'll be bearish. And you know, I guess that's certainly the case. I am still looking for a test a little bit higher, but I'm wondering now, given the situation in the E-mini NASDAQ, that we may not make 2165 on this push up here. So unfortunately, it is still indeterminate whether this forecast is bullish or bearish, because by trend definition, it is sideways. Finishing off the day with the E-mini NASDAQ, where I suspect by now there are other people who have seen the potential rising wedge that I was talking about a couple days ago, and it looks to me like we have one more setback underway that may or may not test 4850, but that would be cool if it washed it out, and then head back up for one more terminal top. And this really should be the end of this move if I have this forecast right. This is going to be really an interesting situation. You know, you can look, the breadth in the market is just pathetic. Certain sectors do well on any given day, and on others days they get creamed. You know, what scares me the most is how the algorithms trade, because they don't hold any positions. So, you know, once we do move outside this range, it really could get either really ugly or really explosive on the upside very fast. And I suspect the answer is actually going to be on the downside for the resolution here. So in any event, at the moment, we are looking for the next 20 points in the E-mini NASDAQ probably to be lower. And then, you know, call this a courtesy dip, shooting for 4850, looking for one more final push, in which point we'll be declaring a terminal wave situation, and we'll be looking for the market to head lower, possibly in a really big way. So that's it. Ron Feinstein, New Wave Forecasting, October 5th, 2016. Back in the morning with real-time updates, and tomorrow night with the daily video.